Welcome back. This is MDawg. All right. So, a couple things. First of all, after making a lot of egg dough between episodes, I did hit 60.2% in harvesting baits. So, how much egg dough did I make? I have no idea, but we can look now together. So, baits, egg dough. So, I don't remember in the last episode what I was at, but right now we're at 13,246. Now remember, to level up to 100% harvesting baits, mostly what you're doing is egg dough. And people, especially if you were free to play without premium and happy hours, you are literally making hundreds of thousands of pieces of egg dough. So, what we've done feels like a lot at this level, but ultimately it's actually just a drop in the bucket. Now, to prepare for our second trip to Norway, to the Norwegian Sea, if I could set up right now, based on how things are fishing out there, if I could set up 2 lures that I would want to use, it would be the red lurker 100 for daytime and the yellow handmade foam for nighttime. So if I go here and type in lurker, so whether it's at the 34 meter bank or the 41 meter bank, during the daytime especially, I like the idea of the red lurker. So that is the lurker 100 gram 100-03. Now it's not cheap, but I'm just telling you I like this lure. Remember, we got this one last time we went, and it was okay. I'm hoping this one will do even better based on how it's performing right now. So there's a big ticket item. The other thing I want to do is I want to go to hooks and jig heads, and I want to get a, it's out of stock. So hopefully I'll remember to get this. We could get a 2.0 just as backup. Nah, let's don't. Hopefully I'll remember to get this at Norway. Okay. So, as you might remember, I got a few soft bait lures last time because I wasn't sure if there was a chance that we might actually unlock jigging while we were there fishing, leveling up our marine fishing. Of course we didn't. We had to unlock jigging by doing spin fishing, which we now have done. So we got some maggots. There's other soft baits we could get, but the ideal one, in my opinion, is the foam rubber fish. Handmade foam rubber fish, just the regular yellow one. So, what we're trying to do to really plan and set ourselves up for this second Norway trip so we can hopefully have no regrets on our second trip to Norway is, I guess, 3 things. Well, more than that. One of the things we did was we leveled up harvesting bait to 60% so we could turn saithe and mackerel into fillets. Okay? The second thing we did, well actually before that, the other thing we did, we leveled up spin fishing to at least 25% to unlock jigging so that when we're doing marine fishing, we have the ability to use marine jigs. Interesting idea. Should we put points in marine fishing? The next thing we did was we bought the red lurker. So now we have the ability to do jigging at night so we can use some sort of soft bait. We bought the red lurker so we can use that during the day. We can turn saithe and mackerel and technically herring into bait by doing leveling up bait harvesting. So these are the things we've been doing to prepare. Now, do we do the bonus step, the extra bonus step of leveling up lure making so that we can make foam rubber fish? Now, to make it to foam rubber fish, we've got to get it to 10%. So I don't think that's that hard. Now, the most expensive thing is buying this mold. It's 78 silver. I'm going to do that. And then we're going to need 10 bars. So I'm going to buy 50 of these. And we're going to need sandpaper. We'll buy 50 of these. Okay? Now, if you hit in and click on lures, we now have everything we need to make the Novgorod spoon. And we're trying to get here. We're going to skip this. We're not going to make this one at all. We're just making this one. Okay, let me make a bunch of these with 50 ingredients. And then I'll let you know where we got to. Okay, so we used all 50 ingredients, and would you know it, we got to 9.9%. Now, I did not put any points into making spoons because we're getting percentage points every time because it's so low. You know, till you get up to 20+%, you're going to pretty much hit points almost every time, even on free to play. So what that means is if you go to lures and look at all these lures we've made, look at the quality of these. 1 out of 10 for this. So that's the lowest quality, all the way up to the highest quality. We made a 9 out of 10. What is this one? 5 out of 10. So where does it get decent? 6 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. So I would argue, this is 8 out of 10. I would argue that starting with 6 out of 10 all the way up to here, you just delete them. You only want the nicest ones. And frankly, this is more Novgorod spoons than you'll ever need in your life. And you'll, you know, if you're leveling up lures, you'll end up with more than this. You should look at Blunty's spreadsheet. I've given you that spreadsheet before, but you should look at that to see how long you make these spoons until you move on to the next thing. Now, all we're trying to do is make them long enough just to unlock foam rubber fish. Well, we're not here yet. We're not there yet. We still need a little bit more, but we don't need much more. We're at 9.9. So I think just one more. Notice we don't have to buy the mold ever again. We have the mold for this lure now. You're right. You can reuse it as many times as you want. I think if we get one more sandpaper and one more 10 bar and make one more spoon, we're there. We can make foam rubber fish. Okay, there's 10.1%, quality 4 out of 10. So before I forget, let's go back to lures. Let's find it. 4 out of 10. And let's discard it. Okay. So now, the whole reason for us to do this is make foam rubber fish because they are that good. What do we need? We need foam rubber. This is the one we want to use mostly. But if we want one of the other ones, we'll also need a thing of paints, which are a little bit more expensive. Foam rubber is cheap though. And if you're just leveling it up, all you need is foam rubber. So let's say we make, maybe we make 10 of these, right? They do get worn out fairly fast. And then if we go to set of paints, oh, they don't have them here. Let's check really quick. Now, if worst came to worst, we could grab them at Norway and then make the lures as we're driving out to sea on our first trip. Paints. All right, we don't want 20. That's way more than we need. So I'm not going to go. These are the only 2 free travels we have, right? So I'm not going to go anywhere else. All right, so we know we at least want 2 of them like this. We probably want more than 2. Honestly, probably what I'll do, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Maybe we will do, oh, I love the sound. Maybe we will do 2 of everything, and then we'll get a few extra foam in case we want to make some extra yellow ones. Like I said, I think that's the one that we'll likely use the most, if maybe the only one we'll use. All right, let's just get a couple more for a couple more yellows. We're not trying to overdo it. We just wanted to make these. That's how good these handmade foam rubber fish are. At Norway, they are that good. Now, they're good other places too sometimes, but especially at Norway. Okay, let's think about this. Oh, we could check the jigs. They were out of stock. You know, the hooks. I wanted to have a backup jig head because if something happens to us, it's gone. All right, it's out of stock. All right, so we're buying a jig head and paint at Norway, okay? It is 1:26 in the morning. I think I'm going to time this trip at about 4 a.m. So by the time we get out to 34-meter hole, it'll be first light. And we're going to use the Lurker 103 with, do we still have safe bait left? Yes. And we'll go ahead and put safe bait on there. Strips and smalls. We'll switch back and forth. We'll start off with strips probably. And let's just see how Norway goes. This will be fun. All right. So I'm going to pause recording until it's 4 a.m. And then we're going to start this trip and see how it goes. Okay, are we ready? .95 gold in exchange for hopefully, I don't know, between 12 and 1500 silver? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get going. So remember what we need to buy, because I don't. Hooks, jig head, 3.0, and then paints, which I gotta tell you, I'm not sure if I've ever been to the warehouse here, but it's gotta be around here somewhere. We don't need tickets. I don't think it's any farther down. It must be on the other side. We really want to get rolling. Let's get our rod in our hand so we can start playing with that once we get to the boat. All right, there's hardware. Remember, we need paint. That's not paint. I think we get... I'm just going to do 4 for now. You know, it's not like we're going to do this 5-hour trip in one go. All right, let's get rolling. I'm going to start off at 34 meter. 34 has been so good. So has 41, but I want to see how 34 feels without drop shot and everything else that we normally have. Remember last time we came to 34 and it was super slow without drop shot and all that. But I think it's in a healthier place now than it was back then. Okay. This is when we go to our pilker rod and we change the lure to 103. This is the lurker we want to use. And we want to put fillet strips on there. We can't do auxiliary hook or anything else just yet. Until we hit 40%. So not on this trip. So this is what we've got. This is what we can use. Now, remember, when we get to nighttime, my hope is to use the jigging rig. Then we'll use one of these 3/0 hooks and a foam rubber fish 01. But for during the daytime, at least to start with, we're going to go lurker on the Pilker rig. And that's the plan. So let's go ahead and finish making these foam rubber fish. So there's black one, red one. I think the least used is the blue. And so if you noticed, the red ended up being pretty ugly. It's 9 out of 10 still though. We could make another red or we could make a blue. I actually think the better play is to make another red. I was going to make 2 of these anyway, but the fact that that first red is off color, there we go. Okay. Now we're good. Alright, we're pulling up here. I'm going to just aim for the middle for now, because we'll be drifting around with the current. So I kind of like starting in the middle unless there's a specific spot that I definitely want to be. Alright, here we go. Now, based on what's been coming out of here lately, we could hook into a fish that we can't even get in. Like, that is possible. But we're going to give it a try. You see how fast that got to the bottom? Oh, crap. I think we've got the bug, don't we? Maybe not. Can't tell. Having a real hard time both getting it in the bottom layer and keeping perking going. Alright, now we got it. I think I'm just so used to using conventional reels. Maybe it just looks different. Alright, first fish. Let's see what we got. I like how fast this reel reels. I really like these. Ooh, nice start on a spiny dogfish. I really like these, that they give you these azimuth 10,000s for this trip. That's some beefy equipment. Now, 36. I'm used to using 60, even with the smallest of setups out here at 34. All right, there we go. There we go. Now, anything under 4 kilos that's a safe, we're cutting it up. So if we get any safe... Oh, hold on. I just want to double check. Oh, crap. All right. Looks the same. Just might be that I'm not used to this rod and reel. I'll try not to pay attention to it. Hopefully I'll be okay. All right. I like it. I like it. So far, not too bad, not too bad. Now, if we don't get Saith, we're eventually going to run out of bait, but I think we'll hit Saith every once in a while. Saith is definitely the sort of bycatch here. I think Saith might be more active at 41, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of liking 34 today, although there are a lot of cod here, which we want to be very careful with setup this small, but. I haven't tried it yet, but I do think sometimes you just want to check it, just keep it in bottom layer for a minute. See if you get a bite without the perking. All right, this is good. We're in and out of the bottom layer. We've got perking going. All right, there we go. Couple sculpins in a row. Wow. Guys, this is like once in a month kind of catch here. I mean, I haven't seen too many of those even on my main account. Every once in a while. Icelandic scallop. That's going to sell pretty well too, I think. Sending out a message to chat, whoever's on, just to see what they think 34 to 41 right now. I think 34 is pretty good. I'm just curious if other people... I think a lot of the people that were fishing on 34 with me during a comp we had in my stream today were pretty high level. So I don't know what like lower level players... Okay, so Mr. Krabs is saying that 41 was better for him. Level 35. 2 hours, 1,000 silver. That's pretty dang good. I don't feel like we're on that pace yet, but it could pick up. 14 conger did help. Yeah. So he had one really nice fish. What level's Reese? 38. Seems to be a lot of small haddock and sculpin. Yeah. We are catching a lot of sculpin, actually. Eel pout mixed in. See, it'll be interesting to see what we do. Once we get to... look at this bite rate. It's kind of picking up now that we're a little later in the morning. There's a little haddock. That's what he was just talking about. Only 34. Crab says 34 was not active for me. He says he tried jig rig as well. Woo! So Roman Rocks is saying better bite rate at 41, but the quality's not great. Ooh, there's a saith. Maybe we cut up saith just because we haven't gotten to yet. Just because we haven't gotten to do it yet. 4 kilo saith isn't worth that much, although there are cafe orders where you need like several 4 or like 3 or 4 kilo, either 4-3 or 3-4. I can't remember how it goes. Something like that though. So let's see what else we catch. I just don't think I'm going to go out to the 55 unless things get really desperate. I don't think I'm going to go out to the 55 with this small of a setup. Ooh, yeah. This is going to be a cod. The question is, what size cod could we get in? That's the thing. At some point, if we get something in that's completely burning us up, that's going to steal our lure, that's 100 and what? 100 and something silver lure? I might just like fast travel off the water body, especially if we've been here long enough to like call it an episode. I guess if it happened right now, I might not, but... Ooh, I'm so glad that wasn't a cod. That's a 3600 XP, 11.5 kilo saith. That's worth some money. Let's see. Ball bearings in a reel. Haddock. Alright, we're sitting at 11 fish in 11 minutes. That's incredible. If we keep up that bite rate, nothing to complain about. We'll just take whatever it gives us. That's an incredible bite rate considering we don't have all the attractants and drop shots. But while I was typing and distracted, we had some really quick turnaround fish. Oh, it bounced off. Oh, it came right back, and it's about the same size. Could even be the same fish. I don't know if that really happens. That feels like that's what happens sometimes if it comes right back on immediately. Oh yes. Okay, that safe is definitely good for so what I'm really curious about, how likely are we going to get points? Ooh, we didn't get them. So that gave us 10 strips. So I wish I would have noticed how many we had when we got here. But that put us back up to 17. And we've got another safe that we could turn into strips for another 10. Wow, Cole is so nice. He's just going to go try to find the Vimba for someone to help them with their qualifications. Ooh, nice, 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 nice. So far, we are doing so well. Look how much XP we've gotten. We've moved up to 24 and a quarter to a little more than that. Oh, beautiful. Another safe we can cut up. All right, so we're at 16. So I think I'm moving the bar. I think I'm going to, so if the safe is below 3 kilos, we cut it up. We've not gotten points twice in a row. So you do this for baits, which the baits are important. They help attract fish. You do it for bait, not for points. Points are too slow. If we get a few, that's just a bonus. Okay, it's 12:44 in the afternoon. It's overcast. The afternoon will be a little slower than the morning was. Not a lot, just a little probably. After we catch this next fish, I'm switching it to the jigging setup. I just want to see how jigging feels during the day. I know we'll try it at night. Usually I would say perking is just better during the day, but let's just try it. Let's see what we catch, how fast, how slow the bite rate is, just to get a couple fish in it during the day as well. There's no question this is working good. Ooh, we love to see it. 2,000 XP, that's so cool. All right, so we change it to marine lure jigging. We put our hook on, and then we put our yellow foam rubber fish. We cast it out. We're going to do the exact same thing we did with the perking setup. Now again, especially at nighttime, when it's overnight, that's when I want to pull this out. But sometimes this is just going off and you want to use it all day long. I think we're a little more likely to catch sculpin, a little more likely to catch plaice, flatfish, cusk. We're just kind of like some of the bottom stuff. I think we're dialed in on that a little bit more with the jigging setup, which again at night sort of leans into that. But sometimes these foams will catch everything. Sometimes they're catching the best pollock, haddock, saithe, you name it. Sometimes they're just working. The thing is, a lot of times when you see people catching big fish on the foams or really good fish on the foams, they're not just jigging with them like I am. They're using them on their drop shots, on their drops. So all of this down here, they've got sea hooks and additional foams down there with attractants on them. All right, I'm gonna just let it sit in the bottom just for a minute. So far what I've seen in just a very limited amount of time, I think I want to stay with perking till we get to nighttime. Because we've just had too good of a bite rate to suddenly go down to almost nothing. We have drifted, but we're still on the bank. Yeah, this is too long. This is too long. And if it's this bad during the night, that's a problem too. And I think we'll eventually catch something. But we are killing our bite rate, killing the progress we had made with the lurker. But that's okay. We need to learn. It's like trying to figure out. Because, if I mean, at the end of this, if the truth is that the lurker by itself is just better all the time, then you don't have to worry about leveling up to get foam rubber fish like I did. But I don't think that will be the case. That is a fat sculpin. All right. Okay. For now, I'm going back to Pilker. I'm going to try small fillet for a minute versus the strip. It shouldn't be dramatically different. At least it's usually not. Look how fast we're right back on the bottom layer. That's one thing that's amazing. When you don't have attractants and drop shots on, you get back down to the bottom so fast. Did you see that move and then bite? Don't just go up and down all the time. Sometimes go left and right. Fairly small edible crab, still worth 4,269 XP. All right, we're in the afternoon. It's a little slower. I'll bring you back as fish come on. Ooh, pretty nice haddock. 2,000, 22.2. All right, this looks like a, healthy little fish. Let's see what we got. You notice the time? Let me kind of keep you here on this one. Ooh, is that a saith or a haddock? Haddock, 22.4. We keep getting those points. That's nice. All right, if you notice the time, we had a little non-marker eel pout, by the way. But we're still getting pretty good bite rate since I switched back to the lurker. I thought about this. We're not getting fish on the drop. But that's because this thing drops like a rock. The drop shot and the attractants, they seem to increase the amount of fish you get when the lure's dropping in the water because it slows it down. It gives the fish a chance to sink their teeth into it. So yeah, it's just different. We're not getting it on the drop, but it's also going down so fast. It's not like we're having to wait for it to, if you have a full drop shot and all that, it takes so long for it to get to the bottom. You don't catch a fish on the drop. You're actually, waiting a little bit of time. Just kind of want to get in a rhythm out here, which I feel like I'm kind of in right now. It's like once you sort of know what you're doing with perking, you almost want to stop thinking about it. The bites are going to come. Just keep moving it around. Don't let yourself get impatient and do things that are going to interrupt the flow. You want to keep it moving. Eel pouts are starting to come out. Once it's nighttime, I suspect we'll see some more of those. All right, here we go, folks. First decent sized fish we've had. Not decent, but, it's bigger than anything else. All right, I'm going to go to 29 and just see if we can get it in like this without trying to lock up and risk blowing everything up. Yeah, I think we're fine. Just hope it doesn't get off. This is where the Regal, this fish would be so easy on the Regal because you just go down into the lower gear ratio. You just drag it out. This, you feel like you're starting and stopping. Don't be a cod. Oh, I said don't be a cod. That is 8,500 XP. Okay, 12 kilo cod. About our max. It's not our max, but, it gets a little less comfortable. All right, so it's 8 p.m., 8:30. We're still in the lurker. We're still catching fish pretty easily, pretty quickly. That's a nice haddock. A nice haddock. Overall, we've got some nice fish in the net. That's our second European place. I think the first one was slightly bigger than that. Yeah, 846 grams. Ooh, that's a nice eel pout. So the XP isn't huge on the eel pout, but the silver's nice. All right, this is a decent fish. Nice, safe. Yeah, it's like, ooh, Lime just had a trophy eel pout. Ooh. I know I talked about switching to the foam rubber fish, and I do want to try out the handmade stuff, but until this lurker slows down, it's hard to pull off of it. It's just, we're cruising right now. We're right on the border, though. We might have to readjust the boat. We'll see. Or what he caught that on. Level 36. Not going to show up yet. That's his first trophy. First trophy on sea, I believe. That's a nice one. Vivi, first trophy. That's pretty good. Yeah, you can tell we're on the side. It's getting a little deeper here. Having a harder time keeping it on the bottom. We're down to 50 plus meters. Now, normally, I would say on the edge like this, I would have no concern about getting a bite like this. Right here on the edge of the 34. But normally I'm on my main account. I've got all those drop shots, attractants, and all that. This might just be enough to make it difficult. Oh, is this our last safe small fillet, by the way? Small, I mean, look, different time of the day. There's all kinds of variable. But I feel like they actually work better than the strips. So we might have to cut up one of our smaller saiths and make some more small fillets. I don't know. We'll see. We'll switch back to strips for now, though. Keep that perking going. We should be able to catch a fish here. There we go. There we go. Okay. I just didn't want to... I didn't want to... I was, you know, a little stubborn there, but I wanted to catch a fish. Ooh, it's a spiny too. I'm so glad. Holy cow. Another really nice silver fish. Okay, we want to go that direction, southeast. Let's just head back towards the middle. So maybe stop on this side of the middle because it's about, the current's about to start taking us the other way, I think. So we'll just stop here. Another fish right off the bottom here. Guess what? This was without the safe. So you don't have safe and you came to the sea anyway. You can't make safe bait. Don't worry about it. This lurker is crushing it right now, even without the safe fillets or safe strips. Whew. Strongest fish ever caught. 13.1 cod. Yeah, that's a nice one. Alright, let's put these strips on. And let's just see how it does. If we were going to switch to jigging at nighttime, this would kind of be when we would want to do it. Let's just try it. I'm the one that should be experimenting. If you're doing this on your trip, probably just need to keep catching big fish on this red lurker. I mean, we have caught so many good fish in a short amount of time, considering how low a level and how limited options we have. Yo, nice white bream. It has actually slowed down a little bit. Probably is a good time to switch it over. All right, we finally got a fish here. It's 2 in the morning. I think we switch. Let's just see. It can't be any slower than this last fish on the pilker. Just, you know, overnight is just a different beast. Like, it just slows that pilker down. You still catch fish, but it takes a little longer to find them. So that's where something like this could be a good idea. Remember, 3/0 fisheye jig series hook, and then the handmade foam. We'll see, but they can catch some nice fish. Okay, got a bite. It took a couple minutes, but got a bite, and it's an eel pout. We don't mind catching a few eel pout during the overnight. That's pretty good way to make some money. This may just be another eel pout. It's 4 a.m. Trying to decide when to switch. Golly, I think these are pretty decent silver. I'm going to go again. Even if it takes a minute to find a bite, I think it's worth it. What's this one going to be? Notice we got it off the bottom and it's nothing. So it might be a cusk. Small cusk. Oh, it's another cod. Okay. Wow, we even got a cod on the foam. Okay, cool. Now it's 4:38. Do we go again? Sure, why not? All right, once again, kind of like we did with the lurker, I might stick with this until it slows down significantly, because now we're on a roll catching pretty nice fish on this handmade fish. And we have the other colors we could try. My sense is that this is just the most overall one. Another nice little cod, isn't it? Okay, it's now 6:11. Kind of slowing down a little bit. I'm a little kind of wanting to get back on that pilker run. Still got plenty of strips here. All right, here we go. Another chunky fish. Now, a lot of these are going to be cod, unfortunately, but you never know. We could get a cusk or a saithe or a haddock that could just be really nice fish for this size. Now, if it's a cod, it's small. Cod actually are worth pretty good silver and XP. We just don't want to get blown up by a 25 kilo cod, because I just don't know on this setup how we're going to get that in, or how long that would take if we could get it in. We probably, well, I don't know. We might be able to, but I'm just not sure. See, look at this, 9,000 XP. We get points for it. I mean, it's going to be decent silver per fish. We get that size in pretty easy. Not too worried about it. We get much bigger, though, I start to worry about it. Golly, that was almost immediate. Got down to the bottom and almost immediately. Now we need to try to get it off the bottom and then it should come on up. So this is either smaller cod or something different. This is definitely smaller than the last fish. Ooh, nice haddock. Again, less XP, but nice fish. Nice silver, nice fish. This bite rate right now is insane. The amount of XP we're earning is insane. The silver is going to be good. Not the best, but it's going to be good. I mean, it's not going to be like, you know, the silver you can earn here if you're fully decked out, but it's still going to be pretty sweet. Look at this bite rate. Ooh. Another edible crab. Trying to pause it some just so I can extend this episode as long as I can. We're already almost at the hour mark. And I want to show you as many good fish as I can, but also be fairly efficient with these trips and not spend all of our time running back and forth to shore. I'll keep you here for this next fish potentially, and then I may pause it and just unpause when we have something pretty nice on. But I'll still catch you up on other stuff we've caught. All right, we got to wait a second. One of those we got to get off the bottom. This is a cod, by the way. We just got to get it away from the bottom, and then it'll be a little more manageable. Ooh. Still comfortable size, no problem. Easy, easy, easy. 10 kilo, 7,000 XP, we'll take it. All right, here's the deal. We've been fishing here for an hour 8. This last bite took 4 minutes and we got a non-marker sorry. I all of a sudden just realized, like, this is a good chance for us to just go gauge how 41 is doing. 34 was terrific. Sometimes an hour session is all you want to do. But let's just do it. Let's just fish at 41 a little bit. I'll keep you updated, and we'll go from there. All right, I got to tell you, I mean, we've caught something this decent size here. And maybe at 41, there'll be a different sample of fish. I'm probably not going to fish here too much longer. We're probably going to wrap it up soon. Because this storm moved in. I'm actually thinking this might be why the fish slowed down at 34 as well. because all of a sudden everything just seems really slow. And that could be weather storm related. It's been so long since I, oh, it's a cusk. A decent cusk too. Oh yeah, I'll take that for sure. It's been so long. And look at this storm. Look at like the, okay, the wind's back down to 5.6. It was up to 18 meters per second. So that was messing with my ability to keep a pilker jig going. But anyway, I just, you know, it's been a long time since I fished without all of the attractants and stuff that just kind of makes it OP out here. So this sort of like basic setup with a pilker or a handmade foam fish like this, it might be a little sensitive to weather and conditions and stuff, where if you have all the drop shot and the attractants, really nothing can slow you down out here. Let's just let it sit in the bottom for a second here. Especially when there's this much current. That lure's got to be just moving all around down at the bottom. All right, there we go. Again, probably a cusk or something like that. I mean, these soft baits just tend to draw the bottom feeders a lot of times, which is why they're so good at night. But I mean, it could be something else, but would not surprise me to see us go back-to-back cusk right here. Ooh. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Oh, goodness. Almost got him up. Alright, there we go. Oh, it's a cod. Cods are everywhere. That's only 6.7. They're getting stronger. Cod are getting stronger. Okay, let's see. We caught some fish. Alright, let's go see how we did. I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we did any cafes. First, let's just get a total on the fish. 672? Oh, we're easily going over. We'll at least do 1500 unless it really slows down on us. Yeah, look at this edible crab and this scallop. Two of the smallest fish we caught. That's insane. And that cusk, by the way. Alright, what are we looking at here? Ooh! Wait. It's worth 62, or it's worth 138. 138. Yeah, if we had stayed on it, maybe we could have gotten this eel powder order done too. We didn't see mackerel out there, although we don't have a small enough lure to sit on mackerel too often. So what was it? 138 plus 610, 710. 748. That's some good silver. Server doesn't like us right now. Alright, there we go. So over 1,000 silver. Very nice. Okay, we should get at least a couple more sessions before our trip runs out. This has been fun though. Hopefully this has been helpful if you're doing the trips along with me. Tight lines, everybody. I'll see you next time.